Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another diecast restoration video. Well, I hope everybody's keeping well since the last one, and I hope you're all looking forward, raring to go on this video. Okay, so this one was, I won't say relatively straightforward, because it did have its problems a bit. It's another small one, another Matchbox one, and you know, it's a lot more difficult working with smaller models like this, I find anyway. And I thought in my wisdom I would do a custom restoration on this one, and when I got halfway through I was starting to regret it, but anyway, we got there in the end and it didn't turn out too bad. I've still got my sort of magnifying specs on, because I was just doing the finishing touches to it. Yeah, so this one, as you've probably seen in the title, it's a Matchbox number 10, and it's a Foden Tate & Lyle sugar container, dating from around 1960, but it's not gone back as the Tate & Lyle one. It's gone back as a CRAPAUD transport truck, or lorry I should say, lorry not truck. And yeah, I've done it in the CRAPAUD transport colours, and it's, you know, it's a CRAPAUD transport tanker that transports bulk sugar. So that's what it is. You'll see I've got the decals on it. So not Tate & Lyle, but CRAPAUD transport, transporting it for, maybe for Tate & Lyle, who knows, I don't know. Okay, so better carry on, I suppose. Better not bore you. So, as I always say, please sit back. Is that what I always say? I can't remember what I always say. Yeah. Please sit back, enjoy the video, and see how I got on with this one. Right, okay then, let's take a closer look at this one. Well, first off, you can see the cab is pushed back on it, and it's gone over, I think, the middle pillar. You can see it's all pissed. It's not going to be easy to straighten that without breaking it. I think it's still attached, but I'm not sure. It's very difficult to tell. Very difficult to tell. But anyway, yeah, I think this has been overpainted. I would imagine it was originally blue, because the red is over the top, and it looks like there's white underneath as well, so I'm sure that's been overpainted red. Excuse me, and it's got red paint on the wheels, so yeah, it has been overpainted. Looks like they painted the wheels silver on the outside as well. Might be just the sheen on them. And as you can see, it's filthy dirty, full of ground. I think we could have fun with these axles again. Wheels are seized, but it was suggested that I cut the axles in that horse box video I did. I think Fraser Martin said to me in the comments, you know, I could have cut them. Yeah, I could have done and replaced them. It was my intention to reuse them, clean them up and reuse them, which is why I was trying to get them off like that without cutting them. And I really want to do the same with this one. If I can. There will be enough to pin them back over again because they're quite long, these axles. There's a little bit sticking out on all of them. So I am going to try and do the same with these. Get the, you know, file the ends, get the wheels off how we would normally do it. You know, because I do want to use them again. And it is a restoration after all, not a replacement. You know, this sort of reminds me of one of the guys at my work years ago when I first started there. He used to call the guys in the workshops, he said, they're not mechanics, they're fitters. They replace parts, they don't repair parts. And it's a bit the same with this. If I can sort of repair them, then I will rather than replace. But I mean, obviously sometimes you've got no choice. But yeah, if it does take me a bit longer, it takes me a bit longer. I know I'm all short of time doing these, but I do want to try and save those axles. Okay, enough of that waffle anyway. Yeah, so it's quite nice old Foden. It's got the nice detail on the front, so that should come up nice if we scrape it. I'm not so sure about the Foden. It's I don't think it has got actually, you know, I can't see if it's got Foden written across there. Hang on, I'll have a closer look with my glasses. No, I don't think it has. No, it hasn't got the words Foden in the grill like it should have, so we'll just have to scrape around the outside bit, you know, like I did with the mixer, concrete mixer I did. Yeah, so we'll have to try and straighten that cab, push it forward a little bit as well, and that's basically it. That's about all that needs doing with it. And painting it, of course, we just got the one rivet there, or rivet post. I can't even read what's underneath because there's so much mud on it. So we'll have a look. It says made in England, so I know it's a Foden, but I don't know what it is that's written under there, what sort of tanker it was. I suppose I could look on eBay and I'll find out. Right, okay, we're going to get the tools and take this apart. Right, before we do that, let's see if I can maybe, before we take the back off, if I can just prise the cab forward a bit. That's pretty straight now. Pretty straight, it's not far off. There you go. Might have gone too blooming much now. It's not bad. That's not bad. I'm not going to complain at that. I'm not going to argue with that. It's a good job they don't snap there like the dinky ones. Right, okay, I'm going to get the drill and then we'll drill the base off, or drill the top off the base, or tank off, whatever comes apart anyway. Probably just the wheels, is it? I'm not sure. We'll see. When we drill that post, we'll see what comes apart. Okay. Right, okay, let's go then. I've looked up, and this is the sugar tanker. Yeah, the Tate and Lyle sugar tanker, so it should be blue, but I don't think I'm going to do it that colour again. I think I'll do a custom restoration on this one. Like I say, I'm not sure what. Comes off this one, I'm not sure. That's got to come out of there. Oh, my stomach's rumbling. I don't know if I should be drilling that. Ah, okay. So just this front piece comes off. And there's really no depth to that, so probably going to have to glue that back, unfortunately. Okay, well, the rest of it is just as it is, I think. The back of this tank must come out, yeah. Okay, so it's hollow inside. Okay. Right. Yeah, so it's got to go that way. Right, okay, we're going to get these, hopefully get these wheels off. Okay, so I've tapped these axles through. That one's gone back now, I'll just push him through. What I did, I've got this that I'd 3D printed a couple of years ago. It was supposed to be a hub for my Jimny, Suzuki Jimny, but I did it too dense. So what I did was put the axle over that hole, and then I tapped it through with a hammer, like that, and that's just pushed them through enough. So I'll be able to just file the ends down now. I'll use my rotary tool again, and that should do it. I'm not sure if these are metal wheels or plastic wheels. I'm not sure. Alright, okay, hang on, let's just clear this. Alright, let's have a look at this. Apologise for the noise. Almost. There. Oh, so that's the back one. So I'm going to do the rest like that. and I'll come back to you when that's done. Okay, we got those wheels off. Wasn't too much bother. With 4 rusty axles, which I'll clean up. I might put them in lemon juice actually, because that does get the rust off, the acid of the lemon. Yeah, what I will do with this, I will leave that as that rivet post. Oh, that's going to go back in there. That's going to be a bit fun and games to get in. That's got to go in there first to get it between the axles, and then into that groove. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll glue that in there when I put it back, and then I'll put a blob of either 5 second, 5 second fix, I think it'd be better, or some of this resin, some of this maybe, but I'd pour it into something first and then do it with a cocktail stick and gradually build it up to try and get like the rivet, like a dummy rivet. So that's what I'll do there. Now I need to straighten this cab up, which I think what I've done here a bit is to I might slightly bent these axles, when I bang them through. That's probably what's happened there. Not the axles, but the bits where the axles go through. Well, that's cabbage putting it that way, eh? I don't know if I have or I haven't. Yeah, I think I must have. Very slightly, so I need to kind of push them apart again. Anyway, I'll do that off camera. Now I don't know whether to put this in boiling water. I don't want to heat it with a blow lamp, because what will happen, those pillars will just go and they'll be gone. And I don't really want to bend it or straighten it cold. So I'll see what I have to do about that. Anyway, apart from that, it's all ready for the caustic. So we'll get it in the caustic, get it all cleaned up, ready for putting the primer on. And then yeah, we'll start painting it properly. So next time you see it, it should be all cleaned up, wire brushed, all ready for the primer. Right, I've just taken these axles out of the lemon juice, so they've been 24 hours in the lemon juice, and it's just the normal lemon that you'd put on your pancakes, and the rust has pretty much come off them. There's a bit of pitting, but they have come up really well, and with a little wire brush on the drill, they're going to come up great. I'm really pleased with the way that's, they were really caked in rust before. So there, I've just wire brushed one with my with this on the drill. I will polish them up with my brasso. I'll put them in the drill chuck and polish that up. That's come up nice. You know, you did see before how bad they were. So that's the result, and I mean, that saves you buying the rust stuff on eBay or wherever, the rust remover. I do have to warn you though, if these have been soaking in the lemon juice overnight like I've done, when you get the lid off, make sure you put the lid on, like, to keep all the sort of acids in. When you take the lid off, poor bloody stinks it does. Yeah, I'm going to do the last one. I reckon that's going to come up great. And then we'll have a look. I'll try polishing it and we'll have a look how it turns out. Right, we're out the caustic and I have cleaned it up. And I've thrown it on there. There was a casting line along there. I've smoothed it off, same with the cab. Now this pillar was cracked at the top, that's why it was really sideways. But anyway, I've managed to straighten the cab up a little bit. Well, quite a bit. Still not 100%, but I don't want to go any more in case I break the other pillars. So it's not bad. It has got a lot of marks and donks and dents, and it was pushed in, and I've pushed it out from the inside a bit. I'm just pushing stuff in there. It's not 100% like I say, but it's a lot better than it was, so I hope that's going to be alright. Yeah, so that's more or less ready for primer. There's the front bit, holds the axles, and then I've put the back on. I've just pushed it in. It's quite tight. I don't know whether to paint it like it is there. I think I probably will. I won't take it out to paint it. I don't think, anyway. Difficult to know what to do. Right, okay, so I'm going to clean that with methylated spirits, and then we're going to go and put the primer on it. Okay, that's the primer all done. It's been 24 hours now since I did it, so it's come out not too bad. Hard to get it to focus, but there again, like I've always said, the primer always looks alright. So anyway, that's those two bits done with primer. Now I'm going to go out and spray. I'm going to spray some red on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one in my CRAPAUD colours again. CRAPAUD Transport. I'll see what a miniature one turns out like in those colours. It's not going to be that easy to mask off. You know, because I'm going to have to do these mud guards and have got to be red. Then I want the tank to be green. Probably up to there. And obviously the cab green as well. But I want the white to come a bit, probably in line with the roof actually. I'll go right across because I want to be able to put my yellow CRAPAUD Transport decals on, and they'll show better with a white background. So that's what we're going to do. I'll have to make some more decals because I do want to sort of put a bit more than CRAPAUD Transport on it. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to go and spray some red on that. and on the base, because the base is going to be red as well. Right, I've got this painted red. Now I've got to do the masking, so I'm going to have to try and mask off all along the top of the mud guards, across behind the cab and over these front ones. Not going to be easy, so I'll do it off camera because it's going to take forever. So that's where I'm up to so far. Righto, well, I've got that sort of masked up. I don't know how good it's going to be. I've had a job because of the little ridges inside in that hold the tank. It's almost impossible, so it's probably going to be a bit of a balls up, but anyway, I'll have a go. Chip some paint there, but it doesn't matter, that's got to be painted again. The red is an easy touch up, so I'm not too bothered. Right, okie dokie, then I'm going to go outside and spray that, and we'll see what happens. Right, we got that done. It didn't turn out too bad, but I do have some tidying up to do around the mud guards. There's a little bit of bleed through there on the down there and up there. The line, it was hard to get straight under there, but it's okay, I think. So it's going to look okay like that. Yeah, it's so difficult to do on a smaller model like that. I mean, it's bad enough to do on the sort of normal dinky size and corgi size, but when you've got something small, it is a lot more difficult to do. Right, okay, so I need to do a bit of scraping on the front here. I'm not going to show you it all. I'll show you a bit. So, using the rounded blade, I want to scrape like this. It's I need to put my better glasses on, because it is very difficult to do on such a small model. There's not much, it's the detail's good, but it's so easy to go wrong, touch the bits that you're not supposed to touch. So basically this is how you do it. Well, you've seen me do it on the other video, on a couple of the others there. This is Martin, their speciality. Martin's the master of scraping. I'm not. I've only learned to do it through watching his videos. So there you are. I've had some disasters doing this, but I'm getting better at it now. Okay, so I'm going to carry on with that, and then I'm going to tidy up the mud guards, and then, well, I might mask that off first and do the white, and then tidy that all up just before lacquering, because if you do that, any touch-ups, the lacquer kind of spreads it and disguises it a bit. It smooths it out so you don't notice it the same. Okay. It won't show up really to the naked eye so much. It does a bit, but well, once you've touched it up, you don't really see it to the naked eye. But it's when you've got the close-up shots, I do my outdoor shots, and the turntable, the camera picks up everything when you go in close, and I like to go in quite close, to see the sort of, you see more of the detail. Okay, so I'll get back to you when that's done. Right, okay, we're all masked up. Finished the detailing on the front. You can't see it because obviously it's covered in masking tape. So now I'm going to go out and I'm going to spray the white on the top, on the roof and on the top of the tank. Right, okay, we got that done. So let's see. Let's see if it's worked out okay. I hope so. Right, going out a shot. There's a chip on there, but that was there before I put the paper on, so. Oh, sorry, I got the sniffles. Trying to remember which bit comes next. Oh. A little bit of paint bleed under there. But we're about to sort that out, okay. Got a bit of paint off the mud guard there. It's a shame. It's not too bad, that bit. It's not brilliant across the front, it's not quite 100% straight. On a small model, it's the angle, you know, the tape, it's very difficult to get it. On a bigger model, it's a lot easier to get the curves. Now, where's my... Oh, there. I've got to find, I think it's there, yeah. There's a bit gone under in that corner, but all in all that's not too bad. Quite happy with that. A little bit of touching in to do here and there, but it's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to tidy all those little bits and pieces up now. Oh, there's the detailing on the front after scratching it. I've done the bumper as well. So I'm going to paint the headlights in. I don't know what to do. I might put a black wash in the grille. It's such a tiny grille. I've got to be careful I don't do too much. So there's a few little bits of paint here and there. I've got a bit of white's gone on the step there, so I have to touch that in. Same on that mudguard, but on the whole there's a bit of green there that's gone through there as well. But on the whole not too bad, and because it's such a small model, you know, with a big brush, dab it in, you really won't notice. You know, I'll do that very last of all, touch those bits in, and then we'll lacquer it straight away, and that should cover it nicely. Okay then, I'm going to get some decals made up for that, and yeah, see how it goes. Right, okay, I've put some decals on. I don't know if you can see it, doesn't want to seem to focus. So CRAPAUD Transport, bulk sugar transportation. Got the CRAPAUD Transport on the back. Painted this hatch, excuse me, silver. And the one on the front at the top, done the headlights, and I've started putting the wheels on. So basically what I'm doing, I've put the wheels on the front as well. So what I'm doing, I've washed the wheels, just putting them on, and then I'm pinning them over a bit, putting them on like that. Hang on, I'll put it through this way because I've put the other one through the other way. Now which way around was I going to put this wheel? That way, I think. Get him on. Right, he's on. So I've got the punch. Hang on, let's move back a bit. I've got the punch, that punch in there, and in the vise, and then I'm just going to tap this like so. So I'm just going to gently pin that over with a hammer. And try not to hit the mudguard. There's not much room. What I'm going to do, when I've pinned it over a bit like this, I'm not going to worry too much about the circular action, because I'm more likely to hit the mudguard if I do that. So I'm just going to basically tap it down flat like that, and when I've got enough of a flat edge, I've got my drill down there with another punch in, so I'll come back to you and show you what I'm going to do then. Unfortunately I haven't got a hammer drill, I've just got a normal rechargeable drill. So I'm going to carry on doing this because my battery's flat on the camera, and then I'll come back to you and show you what I do with the drill. Okay, well I've gone a bit higher up, so I've flattened that out a bit. See a bit of a flat edge on there. I might have to do some more, but what I'm going to do, put that side of the axle in the punch that's in the vise, and then I've got this one in my drill. Basically I'm going to go around like that. Ideally I need the hammer drill, but you can see it's gradually getting a mushroom on it. So I might have to, I'll do it a bit more with the punch in the drill, and then I might hammer it down a little bit more and do it again. It's quite a slow process without a hammer drill, but it's better to take a little bit longer rather than to knacker the paint up. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest, well, the last axle on, and then I'll come back to you. Right, that's it. I've got the wheels all on. That's turned out quite well. Now all we've got to do is put the front base part on, and well, we'll go ahead and do that. So it's just push the tongue on here into the groove, if I can. It's so tiny, I'm not doing it very well. If I put the glasses on, I might be able to see what I'm doing. There you go. Push it in there. No, that didn't go in. Oh, and I put some black paint on that, and now I've chipped it. Right, that's there. Need to push that down with something. And I've got a paintbrush here, that might do. No, that's not too big. That's in. Now I've chipped that now, look. What a cabbage. Don't matter, I'll touch it up. It's underneath. Underneath, you won't notice it too much. Right, so I'm going to put some 5-second fix in here, because I want to put I want to make it look like a rivet. So hang on, let's get this on there quick. So I don't want to make it too hard straight away, because I want to, oops, no, I think I've done that. I put the light on it too soon. Well, not too soon, but I've put it on too much and it's gone odd already. But I did want to put a little dimple in the 5-second fix to make it look like a dummy rivet. But anyway, not to worry, we'll leave it like that. I'll just put a bit of paint over it. Right, that's it, that's hard as rock. Well, there you are, that's that. Job done, and we've got a roller. There you go. Right, then that's it. That's another one safe from the Matchbox scrapyard. And there you go, we've done it in CRAPAUD transport colours. I was beginning to regret having done it when I got halfway through. You know, it's bad enough on a dinky or a corgi model, doing it on a very tiny Matchbox model it's even more difficult. And there you go, it tests you a bit. So anyway, that's it done. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's another small one. I've quite enjoyed doing it, bit of a challenge, but yeah, it's turned out not too bad in the end. Now I'm going to do the same as usual, do my outdoor shots, not tonight because it's getting dark and I should be up. I should have had my shower and I should be getting my tea ready and making my sandwiches for tomorrow, but I'm not because I carried on with this one. It was more interesting. And anyway, so what we're going to do, the outdoor shots, and then we'll put it on the turntable again. Probably not outside this time like when I showed it before it was restored. The weather was nice then, the weather's not so nice now. So indoors, but on the small turntable I'll do it. It was the sun that was making the turntable go around on the outdoor shots, not the outdoor shots, on the, you know, when I showed it at the beginning, because it's solar powered, that turntable, and I had no batteries in it, so it was purely the sun turning it. But I don't think it'll go so fast now with the kind of sun we got now, because it's non-existent. Yes, I'll have to put batteries in and then we'll do it on our dining room table like normal. And yeah, so you can compare before and after. Okay then, so like I say, I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And you know, if you have enjoyed this one, please join me again next time for another die-cast restoration video. So until then, keep safe, look after yourselves, and well, we'll see you then. Cheerio for now. Bye bye. Abato. Cherry.